In the Quran.
Are you calling people to the Bible?
All you're interested in is the Bible. You're not interested in the Quran.
Are you calling people to the Bible? Are you calling people to the Bible?
I am. What are you calling people to?
Islam. Right.
Islam.
Yeah.
So you're not interested in the Quran.
Well, you're calling people to the Bible.
You're not interested in the Quran.
You're calling people to the Bible. Is that correct?
Okay. So we can prove the Quran is changed.
And I can prove the Quran is changed. I can prove the Bible's changed.
Okay. And I can prove the Quran is changed.
Yes.
Right. So what's your point?
So you can't follow the Quran.
Okay. Prove it.
You can't follow the Quran.
Prove it to me. The Quran's been changed.
Okay. The dome with the rock.
Bring the manuscripts and show me.
Okay. I've just said to you the dome with the rock.
What about
the inscriptions on the dome with the rock are clearly different from today's Quran.
Sorry, have you
so
read
they
them?
prove that they've been changed. Yes, I've read books with photocopies.
You haven't read them, have you? Why are you lying? You haven't read them. Don't just say things. Don't just say things so it backs your argument up.
So
you haven't read them, have you?
Have you looked at them?
Yeah.
Have I looked at what?
The inscriptions on the dome with the rock.
Have I looked at paper manuscripts? No.
Have you looked at
Do I need to? Do I need to? Do I need to? I'll tell you what I can do. I can show you. I can show you about your Bible. I can show you about your Bible. Excuse me, can I take a look? Because you do have manuscripts.
You're not interested in the Quran. You don't care about the Quran. I mean, we've proved today that the Quran has changed. We've proved it. And all you can do is say, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
Proven nothing.
The purpose of saying Quran is changed. What one do with that?
What's the purpose? Because we've proved that Islam is a false religion.
Yes,
it does not come from
Surely, surely the Bible's been changed, and that's a false religion, by your logic.
Can I say something? Excuse me, can I ask one question?
On silent.
When the Bible first written by Constantine is 3 centuries after Jesus. 3 centuries, 317 AD.
So we've got no manuscripts before Constantine.
Who spread the Christianity in Rome?
Have we got any manuscripts
Who
before
spread the
Constantine?
Christianity in Rome? 300
You have copies of the originals.
We've got copies of the originals.
No, you haven't.
Have you got copies of the originals?
317.
The Quran was revealed by the Messenger of Allah.
Have you got any copies of the original
The
Quran?
Bible was put together by anonymous
So I'm
writers.
asking you a simple question.
You can't compare the
Have
two.
you got any copy of an original
You can't compare
Quran?
the two. You
No.
can't compare the two.
We've got copies of the Bible, of the original.
The Bible
We've got
is a
no copies of the
compilation of
original
books
Quran.
written by anonymous writers. Where's the
Not by anonymous
in the
writers.
Quran,
We know the writers.
direct revelation from God?
Right, and it was revelation from God, then how come there are things that said and later on in the Quran it changed?
Give me an example.
Well, you know, you've heard it where it says a phrase later on in the Quran
It talks about abrogation. I'll give you an example.
but that is from God. So why is it changed?
Well, does God have the ability to change His word later on? Does He? Does God have the ability? Yes. No.
Yes, you are.
Can God change His mind?
I've done the research.
Can God change His mind? Can God change His mind? According to you, can God change His mind? You're mocking the fact God can change His mind. You're mocking the fact God can change His mind. Right? Do you believe God can change His mind? You don't. No. Do you believe in God? So you know nothing. Not really. Forget that nonsense.
No, it's not.
You don't believe in God. If you don't believe in God, you've got to start at the beginning, my friend. You've got to start creation. You've got to start cosmology. You've got to start the origination of the universe. You've got no business talking about communication with God if you don't believe in God.
We've got no idea what.
Why? You don't even believe in the one who is claiming to speak. How can you have a conversation about that?
I can give you a guarantee that in your life, no one has
If I never met Simon Cowell, can I tell you about a story when I sat talking to him? I never met him. No, I can't. How can you talk about God if you don't believe in God?
No, I'm not saying. I'm talking about
Talking nonsense. You can't even comprehend the unseen.
I'm talking about the dome of the rock.
What about the dome of the rock?
Because the phrases in the
What
dome of the rock
phrases?
are different
What
to what's
phrases?
in the Quran.
Which phrases?
On the round. Have you ever been there?
Oh, is that Quran?
Have you ever been there?
Quran, the dome of the
Have you
rock?
ever
Is it
been to
Quran?
the dome of the rock?
Which surah is on the dome of the rock? No, I haven't been to the dome of the rock. What's that got to do with anything? Which surah is on the dome of the rock and is different to the surah in the book?
I'm telling you.
Which surah?
If you're going to, why don't
You have to pay for this. I'm not free to picture me.
Look,
You're a man who believes in God from one
Famous man,
There's not much going on here. Yeah? You're the man who thinks the universe created itself. Yeah? Not much intellectual dialogue can go on here. I'll be honest with you. You're down there on the YouTube saying you're great.
Look at
No. You can't have this conversation.
He knows nothing. He's ashamed of his Quran. He can't talk about it.
If you want to speak about atheism, I'll speak to you about atheism.
You don't know anything about the gospel of Judas. You can't tell
What did
me
he say?
about
Talk to him. Here it is. Talk to him.
Which Bible do you read? Which Bible do you read? Honestly, which Bible do you read?
I read the Holy Bible.
Which one? Do you read the King James Bible or do you read the NIV version?
No, I don't read the King James Bible.
Right. Why don't you read the King James Bible?
Okay. Well, I do sometimes read the King James Bible.
No, you said you
I have
don't.
read it.
Yeah, make you move. Yeah. You
I
just
sometimes
said
read
you do read it.
Okay, yeah. Well, I read a variety of translations.
All right.
I can compare them. I can also look at the Greek.
Oh, fair enough.
I can also look at the Greek.
Okay. So you believe that
Okay.
the
What
NIV
Quran
Bible-
do you read?
There's only one Quran.
Oh, no, there isn't. There's many Qurans. Do you understand Arabic?
For me, no.
You don't understand Arabic. No. So how can you understand the Quran then if you don't read Arabic?
Because there are people who understand Arabic and English language better than I do. Who are
So you don't understand the Quran yourself. So you admit that you follow a religion
Can you read Hebrew?
where you don't understand the
Can you read
Quran.
Latin? Can you read Greek?
I can read Greek. I can read New Testament Greek.
What about Aramaic?
Can you?
The
Can you read
language
Aramaic?
of Jesus. The language of Jesus.
You can't.
Hardly any Aramaic.
Well, there's arguments, because you can't do exactly the same either. And what does me having to be able to know to read Arabic? No, people.
Shall I tell you something?
Tell me something.
Christianity is a religion of a person.
Is it?
We follow Jesus Christ
I know you do.
and we follow what he
I know.
said and he taught.
Now, how do you know what he
The
said and
book.
taught? How do you
The
know what he
book.
said and taught?
Because it is written down
In where?
by Matthew,
Mark,
John, people that knew Jesus
If I tell you
and were
something, it might
disciples
shock
of
you. I'm going to tell you
Jesus.
something you might shock you.
Yes, go
You know
on.
the story of the adulterous woman and he without sin cast the first stone? Yeah? You know this situation never happened?
Yes, I do know that
Good,
story.
good.
No, you do not know
You
the
don't accept
situation
it?
never happened.
You don't
I
accept
do
it?
not accept it, no.
Well, your Bible.
You're ignorant.
Well, your Bible.
You don't know.
Well, your Bible. Read your Bible. It says it down.
No, it didn't.
Does it not?
It doesn't say
Read
that.
it. Read it.
It doesn't say
Read
that.
it. And you know when Mary Magdalene went
Shall I tell you what it does say?
I'll tell you another thing, yeah?
Shall I tell you what it does say? No, listen to me. I'll tell you what it does say.
Who cares
What it says
Who
is
cares what it
that
says?
you don't care.
No, I care who says what it says. That's what I care about.
Shall I tell you?
I don't care what it says. I want to say who's telling me it says this. So, for example, you just quoted Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. All right.
Yeah, I didn't.
You did.
I didn't.
You
No,
did Matthew,
you didn't listen
Mark,
to me.
Luke, John.
I quoted Matthew and John.
Right, let's
I
quote
said
John.
these
Let's quote
two
John.
were disciples
Okay.
of Jesus
Alhamdulillah.
and knew
All right.
Jesus
So-
and wrote down what he said.
Right.
They were eyewitnesses.
Okay, so
now you've
right,
quoted
okay.
a small
I'll quote John.
section.
I'll quote John and I'll
John
quote Mark.
7:53 to 8:11.
Right. I'll quote John. I'll
We
quote Mark.
know John did not write those words.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. See, now you're having a straw man argument. This is what I'm saying to you. Please.
You said
Mark and
that
Johnny are
never
authority.
happened.
Mark and Johnny
I
are
said to
authority.
you, nonsense.
Mark and Johnny are authority, yeah?
No, I said Matthew and John,
Matthew and John.
were disciples of Jesus.
And who's Mark?
Mark was somebody who was a friend of Peter's. He may have been the son of Peter, and he got his information from Peter
Wasn't an
and wrote
eyewitness.
it down.
Wasn't an eyewitness.
No, but he spoke to eyewitnesses.
But he wasn't an eyewitness.
No, but Matthew and John were eyewitnesses.
And Luke,
Peter was an
Luke wasn't
eyewitness.
eyewitness.
No, but he spoke to
So we can rule that out.
eyewitnesses. He was a companion of Paul.
We know he's a companion of Paul, but he wasn't an eyewitness.
If you know that, okay, thank you.
Yeah, so let's stick with John.
He spoke to the eyewitnesses.
In the story of John, there's a beautiful story. Okay, and it's when the Jews bring a woman to Jesus, yeah? And says, this woman has committed adultery. Shall we stone her as our father?
What did I just tell you just now?
Well, you're being technical, quoting the verse.
What did I just tell you? You didn't listen. I'll tell you again.
No, you didn't say
Listen
it.
this
I'm
time.
listening.
We know that that story was not written down by John,
Right.
but was added
Right.
later
Right, right,
to
right,
John's
right, right.
Gospel.
Right.
However,
Right.
it was written down.
So that story-
Listen to me.
Written by whom?
However, it was written down. We don't know
Right,
who
let's
wrote
stop there.
it.
Let's stop here a second.
However,
so this story
the
was
early
written by
church
someone.
fathers
No.
thought
Forget the early
it
church
was
fathers.
recognised
Forget
it
the
as
early
a
church
true
fathers.
story.
Forget the early
It
church
was not
fathers.
written by
Forget the early
any
church fathers.
Matthew,
Forget
Mark, Luke, or
Forget the early
John
John
wrote that
Forget the early
story.
church fathers. Let's make it simple, yeah? That verse of Jesus saying
Those
to the
few verses.
adulterous woman, he without sin cast the first stone, was not written by the eyewitness John.
It was not written
Right,
by
we know
John.
that.
No.
We know that. Right.
Yes.
And we don't know who wrote it. Right?
No, we don't know who wrote
right.
it.
We don't know who wrote it. And we do know that the manuscripts of John, it was never in the early manuscripts of John.
Yes,
it
that's
appeared
correct.
later on.
That is correct.
Right. So we know an unknown scribe, for whatever reason, added that story, yeah?
We know it was added later.
Right.
By
So we can
people
both
that
agree.
recognise it was a true story,
there's no
but not
recognising
written
that.
by John.
No, there's no recognising that whatsoever. It's very, very simple. That is not the word of God, that verse. And here's your problem. There are other verses that say, for example, in Acts 8:37, you know that one?
Okay. What shall I tell you?
I'll tell you.
No,
I'll explain to you.
no.
You haven't
Before you
explained
move on to
it.
Acts,
Hasn't
I'm going to talk
explained
about John.
Talk about John.
John was an eyewitness to the crucifixion.
So?
He wrote about the crucifixion in great detail.
Nothing to do with
So
the
you
Adulterous
say.
Woman. Nothing to do with the Adulterous Woman.
It is proof
Nothing to do with
that
the
the
Adulterous
Quran is false. Because the Quran says in Surah 4157
tell me.
that Jesus was not crucified,
Oh, right, okay.
but somebody else took his place.
Quran doesn't say that.
You say it doesn't matter.
Quran doesn't say that. Quran doesn't say that. No,
Surah
it
4157.
doesn't say that.
It says, you know what crucifixion means?
It appears
It means
to them
death.
so.
It means death on a cross.
That's the first thing.
But another.
It doesn't say that. It doesn't say that though. First, I'll tell you what. Explain why it doesn't say that. Because even the
Well,
English.
you don't know. 'cause
I
you
do
can't
know.
read the
I'll
Arabic.
explain it to you. No, if you read
And you
it.
can't read. What translation were you
Shall I
reading?
explain it to you? Do you want to know?
Well, you don't know.
I know this verse
You
we're
can't
talking
read the
about. I'll
Arabic.
explain it to you.
You can't read a
Shall I explain it
translation.
to you?
What translation were you reading? What translation are
Shall I
you
explain
reading?
it to you?
No.
Do you understand how translation works?
Tell me first.
Do you
What
understand how
translation are you reading
works?
from?
Do you understand how the translation works? Can you read Arabic?
I can't read Arabic.
So what are you
no.
doing then? Why are you doing that? Why are you believing the English?
I read translations.
You can't read Arabic.
You can't read the translation.
You can't read the Arabic,
said.
can you?
No, I can't read the Arabic.
So what are you doing then?
I'm reading the
So how do you
translation.
know that's what it means? You don't understand.
I don't know.
So what are you quoting it for?
Well, this is what. But you can't.
but
You
what?
can't read a translation.
No, but what I do know in the translation.
Well, I can read a translation, but you can't.
Which translation? Which translation?
This translation is from Muslim Outreach.
I'll explain to you as you're reading it, yeah? Okay.
You can't explain.
I will
because
explain to you.
You can't read the Quran.
All it says, you
So then
can't
how
read the
come you
Quran.
explain and he can't explain? If you can't read the Quran
Because
as well.
by his criteria,
My criteria.
the Quran has to be only in Arabic,
Who said that?
and you cannot read a
You wouldn't
translation.
be Muslim if
Did
that's
I
the
say
case.
that?
How does that
You
even
cannot
make
read a
sense?
Did I say that? Did I say that?
He didn't
say that. No, he didn't
You're
say
having a
that.
straw man argument here, my friend. I never said that.
Didn't you? Okay.
No.
So what
I'm stupid
translations
as
of
an
the
Englishman
Quran
to say
can
that.
you read then?
It's all right to translate.
Listen, man, you believe me vote for monkeys.
Just tell me, what translations of the Quran can you read then?
Yeah.
Tell me. Sorry? What translations of the Quran can you
Let me
read?
explain something to you about translation first, before you read the translation and get all excited. Please. Okay. What happened, because the translations are done, the ones who translated it tried to understand as well what I was saying. So there was a theory, there's two theories with regard to Isa alayhi salam, Jesus, yeah? There's swoon theory and there's...
No, I'm just talking about the translations first.
I'm explaining.
I've got different translations. I read different translations of the Quran.
I'll give you something. You can read.
So what translations do you
Shall I
read?
explain it to you?
Yeah, I want to know what translations you read.
Okay. I read Musa Khan. I read Yusuf Ali. I read Marmaduke Pistol. Yeah.
Okay, right. So you've got three different Qurans.
Oh, shut up.
Well, that's what you say about the Bible. You say
Translation.
Absolutely.
Right.
We read translations of the
So,
Bible.
I'll give you an example.
You say, what
Shall I give
Bible
an
do you
example?
read?
Shall I give
King
an example about
James,
translation?
New International
Can I give you an
Revised
example about
Standard.
translation? Can I give you
So
an
it's
example?
exactly the
Can I give you an
same.
example about translation?
Do you
Can I
apologise
give
for what you said
example?
earlier?
About what?
What Bible do you read? Do you read King James? Do you read New
No, I
International?
don't apologise.
These are all translations.
These are all got verses missing from each other. They're different Bibles.
They're not different
Acts
Bibles.
8:37 is not in the
Your
NIV Bible.
translation's all different.
Acts 8:37.
I've read them.
No, Acts 8:37 is not in the NIV Bible. It's gone.
Okay, well I haven't got the
It's gone.
NIV Bible.
And in the Jehovah's Witness Bible, it's got a dash. But it's gone. It's not there no more.
Okay.
Now in the
So
King
it's one
James, listen.
verse.
So listen.
How many verses
One
have you got
Okay,
missing from the top copy manuscript?
One verse, right?
22%
Let's talk about
of
this
it.
one verse. Let's talk about this one verse.
22%
Let's
from the top copy manuscript.
Listen, let me tell you.
22%.
Let's talk about this one verse. You say it's just one verse. This is how you speak. One verse, just one verse. Okay, let's explain one verse. This is not the book of God.
What does it say?
This is not the book of God.
No, we don't claim it's eternal.
Okay, I'll give
What
you
does
an
that
example.
take 37 say?
I'll tell you. I'll tell you what I'll read the King James Bible first, and then I'll read the NIV. Okay, King James Bible. Philip is walking with the eunuch, and the eunuch says to Philip, "Can I be baptized? There's some water over there." And Philip says to the eunuch, "Why should you be baptized? What do you believe?" And the eunuch responds, "I believe Jesus is the Son of God." And so they go down to the water and baptize him. Okay, this is King James Bible. Now this is the NIV Bible. And the eunuch is walking with Philip, and he sees water and says, "Let me be baptized." And they go down to the water and baptize him. Spot the deliberate mistake. Where's Jesus is the Son of God? It's gone. Right? And it's not just gone, it's gone. Acts 8:36, Acts 8:38. Where's 37 gone? It's gone. Now the problem we've got here is now.
What passage was Philip reading? What was the eunuch
Listen,
reading
Acts
from the Bible?
8:37, it's gone.
What passage was the eunuch reading from the Bible when Philip came up to his chariot? He wasn't walking with Philip, by the way. He was in
You
a
think
chariot.
Eunuch was reading the Bible?
Yes, he was reading the Bible.
Well, the Bible existed then.
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
When was...
He was reading from the Old Testament.
When was... Oh, of course, I want to know Jesus being the Son of God.
See, you don't know the story, do you?
I know the full story.
Do you?
I know the full...
Okay, tell me
well,
then.
the point is this.
What passage was the eunuch reading from the Bible? You said Philip was walking with the eunuch.
Is the eunuch
Philip wasn't walking with the eunuch.
Is the eunuch a Jew?
No, he was an Ethiopian.
Right, and he could read Hebrew.
He could read Hebrew, yes. He may have been a Jew. Because he was reading the scroll of the prophet Isaiah.
And this is the scroll of Isaiah which the Jews mock you Christians for translating the way you do.
No.
Yes, they do. Because the virgin who was going to give birth was the descendant of Ahab. Anyway, you've gone off topic.
The eunuch was reading about Jesus.
Has X837 been removed? Now here's your problem. Why I said about King James.
The evidence is.
Let me explain.
The eunuch was reading about Jesus.
Let me explain.
Philip explained it to him, and the eunuch became a Christian.
You made a statement earlier.
So by your story, you should become a Christian.
You made a statement earlier.
Yes.
This is the statement you made earlier. The King James Bible and the NIV Bible, no same. Okay, I'll tell you why they're not. Because either the King James Bible is preserving the word of man as the word of God.
I said they're translations. That's what I said. And they're far more similar than your translation of the Quran, which are wildly different. I've read them.
Either the King James Bible is preserving Acts 8:37 as the word of God, when it's the word of man, or the NIV has thrown out the word of God as the word of man. There's no way can you as a Christian accept both books. It's impossible.
Look, shall I tell you what we do? We go back to the original Greek manuscript. We look at them and compare them. And normally,
exactly
if an addition is made,
that's exactly what we've done.
the addition was not in the original.
Is the addition a corruption?
It's not a corruption, no.
How do you understand the word corruption?
It's normally an explanation.
What do you mean corruption means? Do you understand the word corruption?
Corruption?
Yes.
Corruption is a change to the text.
Change to the text?
Yes.
Okay, so when someone adds something to the text, is that corruption?
Yeah, it's a translation. It's been added.
If someone's added something to the text, that's a corruption.
Only if it changes the meaning.
No, if it changes the text, it's a corruption.
No, if it changes the meaning.
No, if it changes the text, it's a corruption.
So you're not going to convince us.
Well, they've got so many translations of the Quran, and they're all different. This man looks at all the different translations, but he can't recognise they're all different. He doesn't notice they're all different when he reads them.
Translations, I'll explain why they're different.
Well, you haven't noticed they're all different when you read
Let me explain why the
translations.
translations are different. There's no verses missing, I'll explain why they're different.
There are lots of things
Shall I explain? Okay. Muhsin Khan, for example. Yeah? This guy, is from Kandahar in Afghanistan. Yeah? This guy lived in Medina in Saudi Arabia. And that's where he did his translation of the Quran. Yeah? Hey, listen.
Okay, well...
Now, Yusuf Ali lived in London.
Yes.
Yeah? So you have to understand the culture of the people at the time influence how a person is when it's translated in English.
So which Quran do you follow then?
Me?
Yes.
The Yusuf Ali doesn't mean
Yusuf Ali. Okay, so you're Yusuf Ali.
No, it's not thing like that. There's no difference.
Difference in meaning.
The only thing is, sometimes, for example, like you're going to
no difference in meaning in the different translations of the Bible.
No, you know why? Because Arabic's next to it. Now, if we had the same with yours, there would be no Greek next to that verse.
Yes, we can. We can have Greek interlinears.
It's been added. It's been added. You've just accepted it.
We do critical versions of the Bible.
You accept the end of Gospel of Mark is added. Do you accept that?
How many critical versions
Do you
of the
accept the
Quran
end
have
of
you
Gospel of
got?
Mark is added? Do you accept that?
I do accept Mark did not complete his gospel,
And the ending was made by
additions
who?
were added afterwards.
Again, so now you've accepted again, the text has been changed by someone else. No. Okay, when you add something, okay, let me put listen, my friend.
The additions are very similar to Matthew's.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't fucking say that. You
Let's
don't
see.
fucking take my words.
Let's see what your
fucking
Quran
liar.
says. And as for their saying,
You're a fucking liar.
behold, we have killed the Messiah, Jesus, the Son of Mary.
You changed the
Messenger of
text.
Allah.
Oh my God, it's simple English.
No.
You are English.
Listen to me.
Let's just see what this says. And as for their saying, indeed, we have killed the Messiah, Jesus, Son of Mary, the Messenger of Allah. They killed him not, nor did they crucify him, but was made to resemble him to them.
No, that is in brackets.
And indeed, no, it's
That's
not in brackets. It's not in brackets.
That is not what the Arabic says.
How do you know? You can't read down a bit.
My wife's
Was
an Arab.
made to resemble him to them.
No, that's not. That's
And
part of the
indeed,
Arabic.
those who differ over it are in doubt about it.
That is not part of the Arabic.
Well, it's not in brackets, so it must be.
It's not part of the
They
Arabic.
have no knowledge. I didn't read that bit in brackets.
I can bring you a Quran in brackets.
I didn't read the bit. That word is in brackets.
I'll show you. Let me show you. Okay, and these who differ were endowed with their knowledge, but except the following of assumption that they did not kill him for certain. Rather, Allah raised unto himself, but another. See, another. That's in brackets, isn't it? But was made to resemble to them. Basically, it was made to, not even made to them, that they assumed he had died. Now, no historian and no Christian and no Bible can prove to me Jesus was dead on the cross. No one took his pulse, no one tested
They did
it.
not kill him for certain.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's just
Right.
conjecture.
The eyewitnesses, John, who was there,
Did he take his pulse?
gave all the great detail.
Did he
He
take his
saw,
pulse?
he went to the tomb.
Did he take
Yes,
his pulse?
John went to the
No,
tomb.
John went in the tomb.
He did visit the tomb.
It depends on what gospel you're reading.
Yeah.
Depends on what gospel you're reading.
We're reading John's Gospel.
Let's see
John
the evidence
writing.
of John.
Okay,
John,
read
John went to the tomb.
Read the story of John going to the tomb. Read the story of John going to the tomb.
I haven't got the Bible with me.
You got the Bible with you?
No, he's bringing it.
Okay.
Put the Quran in.
Here's what
What we've got is historical,
You got no
overwhelming
no,
historical
no
evidence
You got
of
no
Jesus'
proof.
death on
You
the
got no
cross.
proof of death.
Overwhelming.
You got no proof of death. You can prove Jesus
have.
appeared to die, but you can't prove he died.
Joseph of Arimathea
Yes.
went
Who was
to
Joseph of
Pilate
Arimathea?
and asked
Who was he?
to take his
Who was
body.
he?
He was somebody on the
Who he is?
Sanhedrin.
Who was he?
He was somebody on
Was
the
he?
Sanhedrin.
He was a secret disciple of Jesus.
He was on the Sanhedrin.
He was a secret disciple
And
of
he
Jesus.
went and asked
You know that, don't you?
for permission to take Jesus' body off the cross.
Okay. Did Pontius Pilate want to crucify Jesus?
Now listen,
Did he?
asked for permission to take
Did
Jesus' body
Pontius
off
Pilate
the
want to crucify
cross.
Jesus?
The people, the
Did
soldiers
Pontius Pilate
there
want to crucify
saw
Jesus?
he was dead.
Listen,
He took his body, wrapped it in a
Want me
linen
to go through
clothes
swoon
and
theory?
put it in a tomb.
The fact that Pontius Pilate
The
didn't want to...
theory is nonsense.
You know Pontius Pilate
The
wanted to-
Quran is nonsense. We know Jesus died.
You don't know.
Historically,
You don't know that.
historically,
You don't know that.
it is
You don't know
nonsense.
that. Look, first thing.
What I'm supposed to believe,
Pontius Pilate-
somebody writing 700 years later, rather than the eyewitnesses. Because he knows the Quran is wrong. And you all know.
You are wrong. You are
You
wrong.
all
Let's
know
look at the
Jesus
facts.
died on the
Court
cross.
of law, let's
It's
look at
historical
Court of
facts.
law.
Historical facts.
Court of law, let's look at the facts. You're saying Pontius Pilate had Jesus crucified and then he was buried and raised alive. Yeah, okay. That's your version of events. Okay.
Not my version of events.
gonna see that.
It's the version of events of Matthew, who was there, of John, who was there.
From the Bible, I will.
John spoke to Jesus off the
Pontius
cross.
Pilate said what to Jesus?
John went to
What
the
did Pontius
tomb.
Pilate do when he said to Jesus, "Are you the King of the Jews?" What did he respond? How was his response? Did he not wash his hands and says, "I find no fault in this man"? Did he not say that? Okay, first thing. Second thing.
Sometime
Second
later,
thing.
yes,
Second thing.
not immediately.
Didn't Pontius Pilate's wife come to him and say, "Please don't do anything to this man Jesus, because I've had dreams about him"?
I've suffered much of a dream about this.
Right.
He's
So
an innocent
now
man.
we've got
Yes.
two reasons now. Pontius Pilate knows he's an innocent man. First thing. Second thing, his wife is begging him, "Don't do this to him." So now Pontius Pilate's in a quandary because the Jews are begging for his blood. And they're saying you're not a friend of Caesar if you don't do this, because he's claiming to be the king of the Jews. Now, another part of your story a bit messed up. There's no such thing as robbers on crosses. Okay, the punishment of crucifixion was for dissidents, for rebels. Yeah, it wasn't for thieves and vagabonds. Okay, exactly, traitors. And claiming to be king of the Jews would come under that category. So he now has to be seen to be doing justice, well, not justice, but the will of the people. So now Pontius Pilate has a situation. What does he do?
Are you saying two people weren't crucified with Jesus? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying that.
You're not saying that?
I'm not saying that. No, I'm not saying that.
Okay, well, I'm interested
So
to know your,
Pontius
these are your theories.
So Pontius Pilate, well, it depends which gospel, there's like one or two.
I'm sure other Muslims won't agree with you, but give me your theories.
Okay,
Go on.
I'll give you my theory from your Bible. Alright, so Pontius Pilate now has a situation. You have to read between the lines here. He doesn't want to crucify him, but he has to, but he doesn't want to. So
But he has to. He doesn't want to, but he has
to please
to.
the people. Alright, so what does he do?
So did he crucify him?
Now let's understand the method of crucifixion. There's two methods of crucifixion. One is short crucifixion, and one is long crucifixion. Okay, long crucifixion is nails through the arms and a saddle between the legs. Yeah, and die between 3-4 days. Okay. Short crucifixion, rope on the arms, no saddle, break the legs. That's it. Yeah, that's short and long. Now, so Pontius Pilate in his wisdom knew that the Jews could not have someone crucified on the Sabbath. So the day he was put up was when? 3 hours before the Sabbath. Yeah? So he knew that...
No, it wasn't 3 hours.
3 hours. 3 hours. Okay, according to your Gospels, I don't know which Gospel, but one is day of the Passover, one is after the Passover, but anyway, forget that contradiction.
How many days does the Passover take?
The point here is this. The point here is this. 3 hours. The
Passover takes place over a whole week.
According to the Gospel of John.
Passover lasts 7
According to the
days.
Gospel of John, the eve of the Passover doesn't. Sorry? The eve of the Passover was 1 day. So please, don't be stupid. Anyway.
Passover takes place over
The
7
eve,
days.
the eve is the day before the Passover.
The Passover takes place over 7 days.
Eve of after Passover. It's the day before, isn't it? The word Eve means pre. Just the day before. Yeah?
Will be the day before possibly
Right.
the first day of the Passover.
Right. Anywho, and according to the Gospel of John, Jesus was put before
Inshallah, but tomorrow.
put on whipped and this and that, carried his cross, put on the cross, dropped down in 3 hours. The whole caboodle. Alright, the other Gospels are a little bit longer. Gospel of John, witness, you said, 3 hours. From his trial to his getting to where he was going to him being put on the cross, being hoisted up, and coming down, 3 hours. Joseph of Arimathea, who we don't hear anywhere in the Gospels. Nowhere apart from this particular part. Joseph of Arimathea and Nicodemus. They come to Pontius Pilate and say, no, we'll take his body. Yeah? Joseph of Arimathea has land, has cave, he can put his body in a tomb. Yeah? Okay. So now this is the way out for Pontius Pilate. He can put him up on a short crucifixion. Doesn't nail him, ropes him. Now, if this is a true short crucifixion, there should be breaking the legs. And we know there's no breaking of the legs. Jesus is taken down and he's put with Joseph of Arimathea, who takes him to where? His tomb. Okay. 3 days later, we have Mary Magdalene going to the tomb.
Are you an Armadillo?
Listen, no. 3 days later.
Armadillos believe in this swoon
3
theory.
days later.
Most people believe in the theory that somebody else looked like him on the
No,
cross.
no one believes that theory. 3 days later, Mary
Armadillos
Magdalene.
believe in the swoon
3
theory.
days later, Mary Magdalene is going to the body. Why? What Jewish custom does anyone go to a body 3 days after
Who's
it?
going to the tomb, not to the body?
Why? She's taking the ointment. What for?
Well, actually, it's true. Because he said, how are we going to roll the stone away?
Or what's she doing with the oil? What's the point of it? Because 3 days later, decomposed body, forget oil. Your hand's going to go
They
through
were
the skin.
decomposed in 3 days.
Would they not? Would they not? Okay, I'll leave that with you.
Bodies aren't
The point
decomposed
is,
in 3
which
days.
Jewish
no.
custom do they go to the tomb 3 days later to?
Well, it doesn't matter whether
And the
Jews
funny
follow
thing
Jewish
is,
custom
the
or not.
Jews twigged what was going on. The Jews twigged, and they went to Pontius Pilate and they said, "Can you put guards on the tomb?" Did Pontius Pilate say yes?
That's a good idea. So there were guards on the tomb. How many guards?
Wait. Did Pontius Pilate say yes? No, he didn't.
Didn't he?
No. He
Oh,
said,
so
"You got
according to your theory.
No, according to the Bible.
So is this- no, it's not according to the Bible. According to the
Pontius
Bible, it
Pilate,
said yes.
According to the Bible, Pontius Pilate said to the Jews, "You've got your own guards. You do it."
Okay.
Right. So Pontius Pilate, he's washed his hands and he's away from all this. Okay. And then we find the story of Mary Magdalene going to the tomb and Jesus is resurrected.
He didn't say
And
you
she
got
thinks-
your own guards.
and she-
He said, go and take a guard and make it as secure as
No,
you can.
no, he did not say that about his guards. He said your
How do
own.
you know?
The Bible.
Well, it's your
Have you
Muslim
not
idea.
read the Bible
So
now?
your Muslim idea was that
So-
they weren't. Your Muslim idea is that they weren't
The guards are relevant.
Roman guards. They were Jewish guards.
The guards are